having explained this, let me go quickly to the protocol of prosperity. The protocol for prosperous living. This is what many Christians don't know, and this is why they struggle. If you know this and you engage this, you will prosper. And brothers and sisters, I beg you, prosper. You get why? If you don't prosper, even your conviction, you may lose it. Oh, I'm telling you. See, I've seen many people burning for God, but certain things happen. They began to question. Is this thing real? I've seen people before who were consistent with God. A point came. Lack of transport fare made them to stop coming to church. There are many people who should have been here. They can't pay for their transport fare. And they cannot even buy data to watch it. Not because they don't love God. And because they can't transport themselves and can't afford data. After 1 month, the thing will no longer be in their heart. They will now replace it with something else. And before you know what is happening, they are in one corner smoking. And then you are wondering, how did you get here? Poverty brought him there. Not the devil. Lack brought him there. I've seen many people who went into wrong acts because they couldn't take it anymore. He can endure hunger, but he has a 3-year-old child who is crying and nobody is willing to help. He has no choice. He had to do something. That's why he stole for the first time. Not because of himself, but he can't see his child going through pains of hunger. See, prosper, my brother. It has a reason. Without prosperity, you can't advance God's kingdom. Without prosperity, even your faith can be challenged. Without prosperity, you can't live a quality life. You cannot. And without prosperity, there are many things you can't do. See, there are many people burning with fire to win souls. They don't have the resources. They want to win more souls than we can ever imagine. But one crusade cost several millions. Several millions. So they cannot organize any massive event for God. Not because they don't have the heart. They don't have the means. This is why prosperity is a must. And this is why God puts it as part of our everyday life. We need to prosper. And don't prosper in a season. Don't prosper once in a while. Prosper always. There is a system that increases a man daily. Your prosperity should be daily. And there are forces in God that makes that happen. The question is, are you willing to engage them? There are two systems of material prosperity. Number one is the universal system. And then number two is the divine system. Universal system of prosperity cuts across three things. Number one, productive wisdom. If you don't produce anything, you can't prosper. Anybody you see today who has financial power is producing something. So this one, you don't have to need God. Universal prosperity is indirect empowerment of God. And the problem with universal prosperity is that man takes the glory. So for example, some of the billionaires in the world don't know God. But somebody has set up Facebook. Somebody has set up Twitter. Somebody has set up Apple. And every day millions come because you are using Apple. Because you are using Facebook. Because you are using Twitter. So long as you can produce something, you can prosper. And every one of us breathing must engage universal prosperity. I've taught you before that we relate with men at the level of men. But when operating at the level of men fail, then we shift to the God zone. That's the advantage we have. So we don't negate this. Please, as a Christian, let your hand do something. Even the Bible said, whatever your hand finds to do, it said, do it well. And the Bible said, the Lord will bless the works of your hands. So God has regard for what you do. What I'm about to teach you here does not encourage idleness. Anything your hand finds to do, that means your hand must find something. You must deploy yourself to producing something. Produce value. The information I'm giving you here is value. And there are things that come because of it. I've been in my room since 12 o'clock. I didn't go out of one room from 12 to 5. It took me 5 hours to cook what I'm giving you here. Somebody will hear this and say, wow, this is rich, and he will give me something because of it. It's called universal prosperity. Are you following? You must produce something. That's first law for universal prosperity. Number 2 is talents and gifts. Some people are struggling today because they are rusty. You have a voice. You think that voice is just to sing in your parlor. You are joking. God didn't give you your voice to sing in your parlor. You need wisdom to market your gift, because a lot will depend on it. It says a man's gift maketh room for him. So if you don't manifest your gift, you have no room. The degree of empowerment you enjoy is the degree to the manifestation of your gift. And this one is not about God. God gave it generously to the whole creation, because every flesh is an offspring of God. I was reading something yesterday, and they said a boxer fought for 20 minutes. 5 minutes. The whole fight was for 5 minutes. And he made $50 million. That's gift. That's the excellency of gift. What a gift can give you in minutes, hard work won't give you in a lifetime. $50 million, Anthony Joshua. 5 minutes of fight. Which institution can pay that? No one. Only gift and talent can pay that. I was told that people like Cristiano Ronaldo earn about 6,000 euros every minute. And I'm wondering, I tell you, what he earns in a day, you can put all the professors in one school together, they won't earn it. See, hard work is good, but wise work is better. That's why you need to deploy your gift. Don't joke with what I'm telling you. See, the giftings in this room alone, is enough to sponsor Nigeria for 100 years. You know the problem? 98% of it is in its crude state. And nothing crude has value. Even crude oil has no value. It is when it is refined that value comes out of it. There are many people sitting here that if they use their hand to do anything, you will wonder if it's a God that did it. There are many people here, if they sing and you hear their voice, but the devil has put a cast on them, so they never deploy that gift. And they are moving around begging and saying they are helpless. So when they approach God and say they are helpless, God is wondering, you are a good man. Who told you you are helpless? What you need is to refine it. And this is why you hear messages like this, to stir you to go back to what you have. You will be shocked. Look at Nigeria. How did we shift in the media world? Suddenly some boys emanated from Warri and started making people laugh. And from making people laugh, they turned it to an organization. And today they are all millionaires. See, God is not taking the glory, but it's a universal prosperity. So that even the man who is godless can be blessed. That's the level of God's generosity. So he puts a gift in everybody. There is nobody seated here today who has no gift. And if that is the case, nobody here has an excuse to be poor. It doesn't matter the family you came from. You can be born poor. It's not your fault. But if you remain poor, you are the person to blame, not even the devil. Because every one of us here is multi-gifted. The problem is we are not paying the price to refine it. Every time refining is in view, there is a lot of suffering and pain. If crude oil is to be refined, different products come out at different temperature. Petrol does not come out at the same temperature as butane. Butane comes out as a different temperature, or the whole liquefied natural gas. They come out as at a different temperature. Petrol comes out at a different temperature. Diesel comes out at a different temperature. You know what that means? If you expose yourself to pressure, value will come out. But it's the degree to which you expose yourself that will determine what comes out. So somebody may have diesel, petrol, bitumen, and liquefied natural gas. He will produce only diesel. And his life will operate at the level of diesel. If you want more influence, if you want more glory, expose yourself to more pressure. It may take hours of reading. It may take years of mentoring. It may take years of study. It may take years of apprenticeship. But by all means, put yourself under that pressure. Every pressure refines you. And your gift becomes sharper. I've taught you before, Gentiles come to your light. But kings, they don't care about your light. It is the brightness of your rising. So your gift must make you stand out for you to command certain level of influence. And then number 3, under universal prosperity, is heritage. There are many people in the world who have no gift. They have no wisdom. They are producing nothing. But their father produced something. Oh, you see them driving a Ferrari. You say, what do you do? He says, it's my father's wealth. He will pay you, but there's nothing you can do. You are not the man's son. It's DNA that makes that one happen. It's my father's wealth. He wakes up, they say, they call those ones, those born with silver spoon. So if you are not born with silver spoon, begin with what? Productive wisdom, and then go to what? Sharpening your giftings and talents. These things are very important. But they are called what? Universal system of prosperity. See, they are good, except that in the universal system of prosperity, God does not take the glory. And what is the importance of what you have if God will not take the glory? If you are the one taking the glory for what you have, that does not impart your eternity. That means you will be wealthy in time, but poor in eternity. Did you read the story of the wise fool? The guy applied all the principles of productivity. He said, now my barn is filled. I have to rest and find rest for my soul. And heaven addressed him, you fool. So anybody who engages only universal prosperity is a fool. You know why? He has no wealth in eternity. He said, tonight your soul will be demanded of you. And he was caught up. The guy who had abundance on earth was looking for a drop of water in eternity. So you can be rich on earth and poor in the world to come. And so in order for you to be both wealthy on earth and wealthy in eternity is the reason why you also have to apply divine prosperity system. Because God also has his own system. The difference between divine prosperity and universal prosperity is that in universal prosperity, God's enablement is indirect. So God can put a talent in you. You may never meet God, but you discover that talent. God can put you in a nation where things are working, and then you study, refine your mind, get a good, opening, and begin to prosper. God is indirectly involved. Whereas in divine prosperity, God is directly involved. The second difference is that in universal prosperity, man takes the glory. But in divine prosperity, only God takes the glory. Because you are applying the principles of God. And tonight, I want to share with you quickly on the protocol